When you're done drawing your rabbit, we're gonna be using some gold art supplies to outline it. Make sure that you choose art supplies that work well. So I always like to kind of test them out to see how I like them, see how they work. The markers are gonna be the brightest color, and then the colored pencils you can kind of use to you can get darker colors if you press hard and a lighter color if you press lightly. So I like to test them to kind of see what I'm working with before I start. Now, step one, I like to use the darkest or brightest color to outline my rabbit. Make sure that if your rabbit has guidelines, you don't outline those. I'm also thinking about texture as I outline my rabbit. So instead of using just a solid line, I sort of like to use little short sketchy lines because it makes it look fluffier. You don't have to do that everywhere on your rabbit, of course. I like to just pick the fluffiest parts of my rabbit to do that technique. Like maybe on the back here might be a good spot. Maybe on the tail. So I'm really trying to include some of that fluffy texture in thoughtful places. And I'm just going to keep on going, outlining all of my shapes until I have it all complete. When you're done outlining, I like to take an eraser and erase any leftover pencil lines that were part of your sketch. So all of these ovals that just kind of helped me get my shapes in the right place, I can now erase those because I don't need them anymore. It's just to help me draw. All right, now that I have it outlined, I'm going to use my lighter coloring tools to add a little bit of shading to my picture. So I like to start by the outline and just add a little bit more line and color along the edge. So I sort of like to use a little bit of zigzag lines. I use some individual lines that look like the hair of the rabbit. And I'm mostly just doing this close to the marker. So it's just adding a little bit of extra detail to the texture that I was starting before. And you can also use your example to sort of help you see where you can add more texture and more shading, because the how to draw pages kind of show you how to do that. So I'm just going to keep on sort of adding my little zigzag lines and my little short lines to add more texture to my drawing. When you're done adding your zigzags and your short lines around the edges of all of your shapes, you can add some Chinese characters to the empty spots of your drawing.